Hey guys, Legion here. In today's video, I will tell you exactly which mistakes to avoid when you are first starting the game, or even as an endgame player in solo leveling Arise. Some of these tips might help you out. Let's get right into it. Okay, so this video, I'm gonna go over a lot of mistakes that I see people do, or even things that you shouldn't forget to do. First thing I see a lot of new players doing is trying to build too many hunters at once. This is a very common mistake in most of these gacha, because in general, they are designed with limited resources all around, so building many units at once can potentially break your account, or even slow down your progress by a lot, because building too many characters, then you'll waste too many resources. So generally, you want to focus, for the start of the game, building a core team of 3 hunters. Make sure you have a team as strong as possible. If I look at my team real quick, I got Lim Tae-gyu, Kang, and Libora early on. So I put these 3 together to make a strong mono dark team, and I used that for a team for a while. They really carried me a lot. So just get one team as strong as possible. Forget about elemental synergies for now. You'll have to worry about that later. Yes, elemental synergy does help a lot, but until then, I think you can clear pretty much a lot of early game if you have just strong stats on your units, so just upgrade them as much as possible. And I can add the same thing about the weapons, just try to focus on a few weapons at a time. But I would say you don't have to worry too much about the weapons in terms of limit breaking them. Just try to get them to level 20 to start off. You do not want to waste too much gold because, as we know, gold is very hard to get a hold of it in this game. Especially if you spend your gold too quickly, then you'll be kind of bricked and you won't be able to upgrade your good units. Gold is used to upgrade practically everything in this game. Okay, now the other mistake I see people do in regard for experience. As we know, we have a lot of roadblocks in this game when we have to reach a certain level to advance in the story. So I saw some people, when they hit the level cap, they don't know what to do when they can't progress further in the story. They don't know how to upgrade their level. So you can basically go back in the story to check if there are any side quests that you haven't done to boost your level, because some hidden chapters pop up sometimes and it's really hard to notice until you backtrack. So just make sure that you do these when they pop up so you don't have to backtrack every time. And you can do these to get a decent amount of experience as well, so it's not too bad, and you get a lot of free summons and crystals, so it really is worth backtracking. Alright, the next tip to note is don't forget to collect the daily activity fund, guys. This will grind passive XP for you even when you're offline, and the limit is 24 hours though, so just make sure to collect these every day, and you don't want to miss out on potential XP, so just make sure you log on daily to at least collect this. And if you are a light spender, I would recommend getting the special fund, as this gives you massive value and it will make you progress a lot faster. But of course, if you want to progress without it, that's fine as well. But I would say this is the most value for your money if you're looking to spend at all. But there is another way to get XP, is to do all your gates every day. You get 12 attempts a day, so make sure to use them all up. You will also be farming materials at the same time. You get all these materials over here, and you'll be able to upgrade units and gear with all this. Really important mats. That is another reason to not miss out on doing your daily gate farming. Another thing to add related to the gates is the mine dungeons. This is quite underrated. The things you get from these are very important. They do give a lot of materials, and you always want to have these going. So just make sure every time you finish a dungeon, you want to go over here and go to the mines, and you always want to have mines going. Okay, so far the most important thing I talked about is to be cautious with our resources, mostly our gold. But what else is there to keep track of? Another thing is, do not use the stat points too fast on Sun Jin Woo. Make sure you are informed on which stats to prioritize. I saw players dumping all their stats into HP and defense, when in reality you want to do the opposite and prioritize things like attack, crit, precision first. So just be careful with these stats, guys, to not upgrade the wrong one. I did briefly mention which ones you should prioritize, but I did make a full guide on this already on my channel, and I go really in depth to explain exactly why you want to prioritize these stats. So you can check that out if you're interested and want more help on this tip. But yeah, guys, just don't pick a random stat for when you go to upgrade Sun Jing-Woo. Really look up which stat you should prioritize. Attack, crit. I would say you don't want to upgrade crit at the beginning of the game. You want to prioritize attack and precision, as that is what will give you the most damage. Crit hit rate and crit damage is more useful when you have the gear for it, but for now, as a new player, you really want to just upgrade attack and precision first. But yeah, you guys can go check my other video if you're interested for the stat point guide. But yeah, guys, that is basically what you need to keep track of when starting this game, or even as an endgame player. You always want to keep doing your dailies and stuff. You don't want to miss out on the experience every day. But if I go over everything, don't build too many units at once. Focus on one team. Be cautious with your gold and resources. Don't forget to do the daily activities and daily dungeons. The daily artifact farm. You really want to do the daily artifact farm. That is something I did not mention. But you do want to farm gear every day because you only get free attempts each day. So it becomes kind of slow to farm gear in this game since you can't really grind it a lot. It is very limited. So just make sure to hit these every day, guys. It really doesn't take too long. You can even just put it on auto battle. What I like to do is when I'm watching an anime or something, I just go on the artifact dungeons and just farm that real quick. Doesn't take too long. And having good gear in this game is practically everything for when it comes to boosting your power. It gives a huge power scaling. So that is another thing to add about the gear. Make sure to upgrade your gear and just don't miss out on farming it. I was going to end the video, but talking about the gear, that's a whole nother thing. I am going to do a gear guide soon, so look forward to that. Because when it comes to artifacts, there is a lot to talk about. So that will be a whole separate video on artifacts alone. But yeah, guys, aside from artifact farms, you don't want to forget to do the daily activities and daily dungeons, stuff like that. This game is designed to make you come back to play every single day. It's a long process. You can't really just progress through everything in a day. You really got to take your time. It is very limited in this game. But yeah, guys, that is basically all for what I have to say in this beginner guide and mistakes not to do. Thanks for watching, and see you all in the next one.